You Texas boys get up early.
It's Arizona, and I figured I'd better get here before the cuckoos start gathering.
What do you want?
Ringerman? Now?
You've got a problem. You don't listen. Number one, first you have to go down to the district attorney's office where they check your papers, affidavit of flight, request for extradition, and so forth. Number two, then you go down to the Supreme Court of the state of New York, where Judge Acosta renders the fugitive into your custody. But you can't do anything until they release Ringerman from the prison ward at Bellevue, okay?
Coogan's Bluff is a 1968 crime thriller film directed by Don Siegel that would be remembered as the precursor to many Clint Eastwood action films in the decades that would follow. Clint Eastwood stars as Walt Coogan, a deputy sheriff in fictional Piute County, Arizona. He is sent to New York City to extradite an escaped killer named James Ringerman, played by Don Stroud. Coogan meets probation officer Julie Roth, played by Susan Clark, who rebuffs his advances.
What do you know? I can feel your heart.
Okay, Joe, you've shown me.
Wow, feel that thing beat?
Joe, will you please keep your hands to yourself?
Tick, tick, tick. If you didn't hear the lady, did you, boy?
Cool it, cowboy. There's plenty here for both of us, huh?
Tick, tick, tick.
What the hell do you think you're doing? And who are you, anyway?
I'm a cop, lady, just like you are.
I don't happen to be a cop. Are you all right, Joe?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Well, look, I'm a stranger in town, ma'am. Not from Texas, Arizona. I just thought that...
There was no need for violence.
Oh, well, yeah, I can see that now. I'm sorry about that.
I think you should apologize.
Okay, ma'am, I apologize.
Not to me, to him.
Oh, now, wait just a minute.
No, I don't want no apologies. Just keep that creep away from me, huh?
Joe! Thanks. Do you know how long it's taken me to find that boy?
Well, I'll be glad to go get him for you.
No.
New York City Police Department Detective Lieutenant Mick Elroy, played by Lee J. Cobb, informs Coogan that Ringerman is recovering from an overdose of LSD and can only release him into Coogan's custody with extradition papers stamped by the New York State Supreme Court.
Look, Lieutenant, suppose I sign a receipt for the prisoner, and he'd be my responsibility, right?
Look, Tex, there's only one way in this world you'll ever lay your hands on James Ringerman. That's if a New York State judge renders him into your custody. You can't even begin to think about that until they release him from Bellevue.
Well, when will that be?
A week, a month, how the hell do I know? I'm no doctor. Gentleman McElroy, don't call us, we'll call you.
Deciding that he doesn't want to wait and go through all the bureaucratic red tape to get his prisoner, Coogan decides to bluff his way to Ringerman at the prison hospital and tricks the staff into releasing the killer into his custody.
I'm Coogan.
Yes, Rollins told me, yeah. Apparently there's been some kind of mix-up.
Can he travel?
Well, how soon are you planning to leave?
Well, I was trying to make a helicopter in 45 minutes at Pan Am. I'd hate to miss that connection.
Yes, I understand, but there's always danger of residual psychotic reaction to LSD. It can be trouble.
So can I.
While headed to catch a plane back to Arizona, Ringerman's girlfriend, Linnie Raven, played by Tisha Sterling, and one of Ringerman's escaped criminal buddies, ambush Coogan, stealing his gun and escaping. Lieutenant McElroy warns Coogan that he has no police authority in New York City. Coogan has other plans. He begins his own investigation, hoping to track down the prisoner and return him back to Arizona. This movie was filmed from November through December of 1967. Coogan's Bluff in New York City is the name of a large cliff extending northward from 155th Street in Manhattan, near the film's climax in Fort Tryon Park in Washington Heights. From 1890 to 1964, it overlooked the fabled Polo Grounds, home of baseball's New York Giants, and the first home of the New York Mets before the Polo Grounds were demolished in 1964. The helipad shown in the movie closed in 1968, but it reopened in 1973. It was closed permanently following a helicopter rollover crash on May 16, 1977, which killed 4 passengers waiting to board on the roof and a woman on the street below. According to screenwriter Dean Reisner, who held script meetings after hours with Clint Eastwood in his hotel, there were always a bunch of girls around Clint Eastwood. According to Reisner, there were, quote, gals from the office, gals from around the set, and gals from in the picture, end quote. This is the first of 5 movies that Clint Eastwood and director Don Siegel would make together. The other films that would follow were 2 Mules for Sister Sarah, The Beguiled, Dirty Harry, and Escape from Alcatraz. Coogan's Bluff is one of the few movies where Clint Eastwood, a lifelong non-smoker, is seen regularly smoking a cigarette. This movie was the inspiration for the NBC television series McCloud, starring Dennis Weaver. Herman Miller had written the story for this movie and then later changed a few details to create McCloud. The show would air on NBC from 1970 to 1977. Coogan's Bluff released on October 2, 1968, and would gross a total of $3.11 million on a $1.5 million budget. This made the movie a modest box office success. Director Quentin Tarantino said that this film, quote, plays like a trial run for the next 20 years of action cinema, end quote. I think he's correct. Coogan's Bluff really began the gritty Clint Eastwood badass police characters that he would play for the next 50 years, and would definitely inspire other similar character roles. This film was a common television staple when I was a kid in the 1990s, and I think it makes for an entertaining hour-and-a-half Clint Eastwood flick. I recommend the 1968 crime thriller film, Coogan's Bluff.